I have a bad news. If your audience doesn't understand you, it's not their fault, it's yours. Because no matter what they tell you, non-finance people want to understand finance. But too often, we make it impossible for them to follow. And we cannot accept that. So in this video, I'm going to teach you how to talk finance to non-finance people. Today, after 4 years of teaching non-finance people about finance, I can tell you this. When we're not understood, it's because we don't want to be understood. Because they are ready to learn. They want to understand. And even if no one leaves a training thinking, I want to switch careers and work in finance, they leave with more confidence, more knowledge, and a real sense of excitement about this. And that's what this video is about, how to talk to non-finance people without losing them. If you want more on financial storytelling, subscribe now. It's what I teach every week. In audit, life was comfortable. My conversations were with finance directors, controllers, auditors, people who thought the same way I did. The technical details didn't need translation. We all lived in the same world of accounting entries, debits, credits, standards, and controls. But when I stepped into FP&A, that world disappeared. Suddenly, my clients were sales managers, marketing directors, supply chain leaders, people who didn't care about whether I had the right journal entry. They wanted to know how it affected their sales campaign, their margins, their bonuses. And the first time I tried explaining it the way I used to, well, people were staring at me like I was some kind of freak. They were confused. Some even checked out after 2 minutes. That's when I realized if people don't get what I'm saying, the issue isn't them, it's me. And the first adjustment I had to make was language. We in finance love our jargon. It makes us feel precise, credible. But to everyone else, it sounds like another language. When you say we defer that revenue or we capitalize that expense, people nod politely, but they're lost. And here's the thing, they don't ask you to repeat. They don't tell you they didn't get it. They just disengage. That's why clarity matters more than vocabulary. If you can say some things in words your audience actually uses, you keep them with you. For example, instead of talking about accruals, explain we recognize revenue when the service is delivered, not when the invoice is sent. That's simple. That makes sense. And suddenly people lean forward because they feel included. But it's not enough to simplify the words. You have to go a bit deeper and connect it to the reason it matters. Numbers in isolation are dry. They feel abstract. People want to know the story behind them. When I say we booked a cost, that means nothing to someone in marketing. But if I say we recorded the cost this month because the work was already delivered this month, even if the bill hasn't arrived yet, then they understand. They can picture the reality behind the number. And when people see the reason, they stop seeing finance as an obstacle. They see it as part of how the business really works. Before we go further, if you want to master this skill, I created a free financial storytelling starter pack. It's a 7-day video series straight to your inbox. You'll learn the exact methods I use to help finance professionals turn numbers into stories. The link is in the description or go directly to thefinancecircle.com/starterpack. Back to our video. Now, there's a mistake I see often. In an effort to make things simple, finance professionals sometimes go too far. They use childish analogies or oversimplify to the point of being condescending. And let me tell you one thing. Nothing turns off a professional faster than feeling like you're talking down to them. The people you're presenting to are smart. They run marketing budgets, they negotiate contracts, they manage operations with thousands of moving parts. They don't need you to reduce finance to piggy banks or pocket money example. They need you to treat them as peers who just happen to have a different expertise. Speak with respect, give them context, and they'll appreciate you for this. Once you've dropped the jargon and treated people with respect, it's time to step up the conversation. Because if all you do is explain accounting mechanics, well, you're still missing the point. People in the business don't want a lecture on accounting. They want to understand the drivers. That's where you shift the conversation from that number to what caused the number. Instead of saying EBITDA fell by 2 million because of lower sales in the UK, say UK sales dropped 2% and then pulled EBITDA down by 2 million. You notice the difference? You start with the business driver, the thing they live and breathe every day. Then you connect it to the P&L. That's when they see you as a partner, not as the finance cop. And finally, remember one thing. Not all non-finance people are the same. Talking to the executive team is different from talking to a group of product managers. Executives are busy, they want the headline first. Experts often want the full logic, step by step. And operational teams want to know how this links to what they do every day. If you give the same presentation to all three groups, you lose at least two of them. But if you adjust, same message, framed a bit differently, well, you'll hold everyone's attention. That's how you go from being the finance person in the corner to the finance partner everyone calls first. So here's the final thought. Non-finance people want to understand finance. They're ready to learn, but they'll only follow if you explain with clarity, context, and respect. Stop speaking finance to finance people. Start speaking finance to business people. That's when you'll be heard. And if you want to go deeper on this, the link to the free starter pack is below. 7 days, 7 lessons. It'll change the way you present finance forever.